say that shit. Like bad kids, bitch, we reckless. Yeah, all hearts are like taxes.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Guap signing back with another video, and I know like it's like gonna be like the new year and everything, so I want to hurry up and get this story time in while I'm not doing anything right now. Well, I am chilling with the family for the New Year's, but other than that, like I'm pretty much doing nothing. I pretty much need to get the story time out. And also, this is part 2 of the story time. So if you guys haven't watched part 1 of this story time, there's going to be a link in the description down below. And also it's going to be in the pinned comment. Make sure you guys actually watch that if you guys want to actually get back up to date on where the story takes place. So with that out of the way, let's get into the story time. Now, also, there's going to be NBA 2K17 gameplay up. Like the servers are about to go down, like I think today or tomorrow, like before the new year. So may as well like show some respect for NBA 2K17. So now, if you guys haven't watched the part 1 of this story time, I'm basically explaining like why I had the worst teacher I've ever had in my whole entire life, and just to basically recap. 8th grade reading teacher, black reading teacher, like hated my guts for no reason. She had her own detention system, etc., etc. Like, you know, like one of them type of teachers. So now the reason why she was my worst teacher and what she did to me was just beyond me. So, and this is actually gonna tie into like why I cursed out and flipped off my middle school reading teacher. So. Now, I'm going to give you some context of what happened. So, we're at the same school, Learn Charter Romano Butler campus on the west side of Chicago, right? So, and I remember this day clear as day. So, that day was my parents', when was that? Like their 48th, 46th anniversary or something? It was sometime in like May 25th, I think. It was sometime in May, like mid-May. So, that morning, I was actually getting into an argument. Now, this whole day started with me getting into an argument on Kick. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this messenger app called Kick, but we was in a group chat with like some of my worst people that I've ever had in my middle school days. So, like, I'm talking about. And there was this light-skinned boy named Amir. Now, the one problem that I got about these light-skinned boys, they think that they can talk all crazy to us dark-skins and think that they're going to get away with it. So, I was already, like, arguing with him. Now, the thing that happened with him was that he's talking smack, but it's not because we going to the same school. He's going to a different school because he got expelled. The reason why I got expelled is going to be in another story time for another day. So, he's at another learn on the west side of Chicago, I think. But it's a different learn that's not too far away from the learn that I'm at now. So, I'm actually arguing with him in the group chat. And then, like, he's saying all type of crazy stuff. I forgot what he said. If I had my Kick messenger app on my phone, I would actually go back and actually see what he said to me. So, but he's talking all kind of crazy. So at that point, I'm getting heated and stuff already in the beginning of the day. So, and the thing about me is, when I get heated in the beginning of the day, you better stay clear out my way. I'm talking about that, like, even saying the wrong thing would make me just snap out of the blue and just straight murder everything in my path. So, if you do anything to piss me off, I'm going to actually respond and actually go off on you early in the middle of the day. So, now with that being said is that, okay, so my first 2 classes, my science class, first period, then my social studies class, second period. So those classes went great. I'm not going to lie, those classes went great. It's when I get to Miss Ominazu's reading class, that's what really pisses me off more than anything else in the day. So when I get to her class, I already tell that she's on her bullcrap already, because she's talking about, pull out your papers and stuff. I forgot what we did that day, but she said we're gonna do a do now. Now, if you guys ever go into a class, I don't know how y'all classroom is set up, but at Learn, we had do nows in high school as well. We had do nows, and then what they are is that she pulls out a piece of paper and then gives us a piece of paper, and it's basically stuff that we learned from like the day before or earlier in the week. So when she gives us that piece of paper, I pull out my notes, because like I'm sitting up here looking at this stuff like she's like, I have no clue what she talking about. She talking all kinds of stuff, like it's all kinds of stuff that I don't even recognize that's on this paper, that I didn't even, like, it's not even worth my time even learning because it's nothing important. So I pull out my notes, and then I pull out my notes from my folder and stuff, and then as soon as I pull out my notes from my folder, I actually read it over, and then I actually refer to them as I'm doing this now, because like I said, I don't know what to do. So then she comes up on my left, right, and then how our desk was that we had at least 6 tables. We had 6 long tables, 3 on each side of the room in like long ways facing the whiteboard in front of us. So I was at the very front, and all these tables had up to 6 or 7 people, I think. So I was on like the far end, on like the left side, on like the far left side facing the whiteboard on like the end table. So she walks up behind me. She sees me. She walks up behind, she walks up on my side, and then she just straight up take my notes away from me and stuff. And then like, I look at her like, what are you doing? Like, and then she said, I forgot what she said, but it was something that she said that just borderline set me off. So, and then she, like, wanna, like, put me on blast in front of the whole entire class. That's what basically did it for me. That's what basically did it. She got the nerve to actually take away my notes, and then she actually put me on blast in front of the whole entire classroom. That's what pissed me off the most and set me off that day. So, then when she turns around and then just act like nothing happened, I stuck up her both my middle fingers, and I say, F you, B word, and I basically cursed her out in front of the whole entire classroom, and then everybody's going, ooh, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, as soon as that happens, she's like, go to the dean's office. So I was about to borderline curse her out again, but then after that, I was like, let me calm down, because like if she says something else to me, I'm taking her head off her shoulders. That's how I felt about her. So I go to the dean's office and stuff, and then I think that day we were supposed to have a test that day. So I can't remember if I did that test or not. I think I did, but when I get to the dean's office, the dean actually said, and plus me and the dean is so cool. Like, he rarely ever sees me in his office. So he was actually surprised to see me in his office and stuff. And he said, like, Troy, I want you to write front on this piece of paper a whole page what you did and what you will do to not end up there. So I actually write down on that piece of paper what I did, and then and what happened, and then stuff. And then once I get done with it, and then the whole class, I was in there for like the whole class. Like, the dean wasn't even in there. I was just sitting there, like, just there and stuff. So then the bell rings, and then like he said, like, look, once you're done, you can just go off to recess and stuff, and off to lunch. So after I turn in my piece of paper, I go down the stairs, and then once at the bottom of the first floor stairs on, I think, the west side of the building. It's like the left side of the building. I don't know which specific direction it was, but it was on the left side of the building. So I go down the stairs, and then she comes out the teacher's lounge, and then she got the nerve to say to me, like, you in trouble, you know that, right? And I'm like, what are you talking about? So then she says, I'm going to call your parents and tell them what you did. At this point, I'm ready to murder somebody. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'll do 20 to life just so I can get this woman out my face and stuff. So, and honestly, when I get my monetization back, I don't care if this video gets demonetized or looked by the feds. I really don't care. They can investigate me all they want, because I know how they're already snooping around my YouTube page and stuff. So at this point, I'm ready to take her head literally off her shoulders, like off the Mortal Kombat 11 trailer featuring 21 Savage. So at this point, I go off to she actually pulls me into off recess and stuff, and then she takes me into her classroom and stuff, and then she actually tells me to actually get my parents on the phone. So then they took the day off and stuff. I did not know this because I didn't know that it was their anniversary today. So she actually tells me, get on the phone, and then you better not put in a wrong number. At this point, I'm about to punch this woman in the face. Like, borderline assault. Like, 2nd degree. So, I actually get up on the phone and stuff, and then I said to my dad this. I'm kind of in trouble. And then she got the nerve to say, "Oh, you're not kind of in trouble, you are in trouble." And I'm like, "Female, if you don't shut your mouth right now, I'm actually going to murder you." That's what I basically look like to her. Like, no joke. So once I actually tell him what happened and stuff, I actually passed the phone off to her and stuff, and then she actually tells him what happened, and then they actually had to come up here to the freaking school and stuff. And I didn't know that they had the day off and whatever, because I thought it was a normal day like anything else. So I didn't know. So she actually kept me in her classroom and stuff until my parents got there, and then she actually got me into the dean's office and stuff. No, I remember too. I wasn't in there the whole class period. I was actually got off to math, and then after that, we had electives. I had technology electives. As I'm going off to my elective, like, she pulled me into her classroom, and then she tells me to sit there until my parents come. So then I think my mom was just getting off work, and then they actually come up to the school and stuff. And then they already had this look on my face, like they were already mad at me and stuff. And the thing was, if I told her my side of the story, they wouldn't even listen to me. She would believe whatever the teacher believed, and then say that I'm lying. So pretty much I'm screwed in this scenario. So and once your actually parents come up to the school, especially when you acting the fool in class, and you try to tell them your side of the story, or just in general when you didn't do nothing wrong, and then they try to spin it in a way to make it seem like that you did something wrong, and no matter what you say, you're in the wrong. That's what she basically did. So then she told them what happened, and then at this point she a bold-faced lie, because if I was to tell her what happened that day, I would probably get off even worse, because she would spin it some type of way to make it seem like that I'm wrong and she's right. No matter what, she's right. So then I told her this. I told them this. Now my dad just pretty much sitting up there. Now both my parents came, and then my dad is pretty much looking at me in the dean's office. We were in the dean's office, so he's basically looking at me and like being mad at me and stuff. So then I'm just avoiding his gaze, and I have my arms crossed and everything. So, and frankly, I had this look on my face like, you know what? I'm gonna just spin this in a way and just like make it seem like I'm a victim and stuff. So I actually said that I'm being bullied. You know that I pulled that card. So my dad said, like, Mr. Omenazu, just do whatever you want with him. Just whatever punishment you got with him, just do what you do. So, and I'm like, really? It's like that, bro? You're supposed to be on my side. I'm your son. You're supposed to be on my side. So, she actually, this is what she did. She gave me 2 weeks of her quote unquote special detention. Now, like I said in that last video, her special detention is basically you sitting in her class during your electives for like an hour and a half, just staring at the wall while sitting in those uncomfortable seats in like the rows of 5 and 2 rows of 5. And you can't do nothing. You can't do no homework. You can't look at your phone. You can't talk. You can't do nothing. And if you talk, you had another week. So I was in there for like 2 weeks. Now, this woman basically wasted my time and stuff. Now, and this is what made me have a burning passion for her, because she started this whole thing, and then she got the nerve to actually put me in her detention and stuff. At this point, I'm just basically gonna slash her tires, or like do something to get back at her. Like, I'm gonna slash her tires and stuff, or I'm gonna egg her car, or spray paint her license plate to make sure she get in trouble and stuff. And at this point, I can tell you one thing. She got very, very lucky it didn't get to that point. Because if I wasn't so much of a savage that I am today, I probably would be in juvenile detention, or juvenile hall, or possibly jail after when I'm done. So, to make the long story short, I actually, it was actually more easier for me in that detention, because I did what I told. My parents raised me right, so they're gonna not gonna let me screw up and act a fool in class. So I did what I did my time, and then I'm out. So at this point, and then as for this Miss Omenazu chick, now, and if she ever looks me up and watches my videos and stuff, and I hope this woman is watching, you are so lucky that I did not do nothing to you. Because if I wasn't so nice that I am now and secretly a savage now, you would probably have slash tires on that crappy blue like Toyota SUV that you had. Because I remember what car you had, so it's not gonna be hard to look you up. So, moral of the story. Now, to wrap this story up, I actually finished the rest of the year in her classroom, like no other problems aside from like her like usual threats and stuff to suspend me and stuff, and which didn't work because I had a way to counter that. So other than that, I ended up passing her class and stuff, like barely and stuff, and I mean barely. I had a C- in that class, and she barely teach anything important. So so thank God I don't have to deal with her again, and I hope I run into her again, because if I run into her again, it's on site, on the deadlocks. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you're new. This your boy Guap. I'm in the new year, I'm actually going to be posting more story times and more recent events that have actually happened in my life, so stay tuned for that. We're almost at 900 subscribers at the end of the year. I want to thank you guys so much for supporting me through these long 6 years on YouTube, I think. So stay tuned, guys. I'm actually going to be grinding more this year. We're only 100 subscribers away, and things are only going to get better, dog. So with out of the way, I hope you guys enjoy your New Year's. I'm going to see you guys in 2019, because this year was just god awful. So make sure you guys like and subscribe if you're new, and I'm out, dog.